just not feeling it today. Have you said that lately? If so, you might find yourself in a rut. And that's okay. The first part of getting out of a rut is identifying the fact that you're in one. Perhaps the biggest rut that I've ever experienced came shortly after a publicly humiliating end to a relationship that I was in. I wanted to drink, I wanted to lift and scream, and those were pretty much the only three things that I felt like doing at the time. I let my work slip, I let my friendship slip, and I really just lost sight of who I was as an individual. Now, that doesn't have to be the case, and in fact, that rut actually turned me into the person I am today, for which I'm grateful for. In order to get out of a rut, though, we need to first identify the root cause of the rut. Is it that you're burnt out at work? Is it that your work just isn't fulfilling anymore, and that's why you no longer are attached to it? Are you going through a creative slump where you might be in a career field such as art or acting or writing or music, and you just can't seem to come up with a new creation? You can't feel it anymore. That's a big issue. Maybe you're just scared that you're stuck. And that's okay. I want to encourage you to take a moment and think about why you think you're in this rut. Just search your mind. You know that you're in a rut. You know that you're not where you want to be. What is the cause? Now, once you've had that, let's look at a few ways that we can break it free of this rut. One great way to break out of a rut, and one thing that might be beneficial to implement in your daily life, is to be grateful. Now, this could look like several different things. One thing that I've done previously is just talk to myself. I am grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family, for my friends. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've had, and I'm grateful for the opportunities that I'm going to have. Something else could be sending a gratitude text message. I believe Bedros does that. Review some of your success stories. We've all achieved things throughout our life, and while they might seem small to us and insignificant, it might be exactly what someone else has wanted to achieve their entire life. So I want to give you a few things to try. Identify why you're in the rut. Implement gratitude on some level. You don't have to talk to yourself. You don't have to send a message, but just pick one thing that you're grateful for today and implement that daily. Another thing to try is to change your routine. A lot of times we get stuck doing the same mundane task day after day after day, and we just need a break. Change your routine. I personally work from home, and occasionally I'll go to my friend's office, or I'll go to a Starbucks or a different type of coffee shop, and it just helps me to get out of my office and go be near people. Sometimes that's all I need. Other times we might need a little vacation. Maybe you're the type of person who works nonstop throughout the year, and then you get told, hey, you have excess vacation days that you need to take. Take them. Use them. You've earned them. Be sure to use what you've earned. Another thing to implement is creating some goals. We want to create some goals that will help us get out of the rut into where we want to be. Now, this doesn't have to be drastic, like, oh, I want to be a millionaire, so I need to go create a business that sells X number of units to Y amount of people or anything like that. It could be as simple as, I need to create a product. Go jot down some notes, look at what you're thinking about, ask your friends, ask your families if there's use there, and then implement. Now, I am by far not the best at implementing things. However, this video is an example of me implementing. I recently went through the metamorphic program that Clark Kegley offers, and I've always wanted to do YouTube. For at least a decade now, I've wanted to do YouTube and just never have. But through this video, and hopefully through many other videos, I will shift my identity into being a YouTuber, which is one of the main things that we can implement when it comes to improving our lives in general and not just getting out of a rut. This tip that I got from one of the coaches was be, do, have. What that means is be the person that you want to be, right? You have an idea of who you want to be. be that person. Shift your identity from where you are to where you want to be. So become this person. Do what that person does on a regular basis. Is that person cold calling individuals to create sales? Is that person spending more time with their family because they realize that family is important to them? Is that person reading books because they realize they don't have all the knowledge that they need? Does that person watch 3-5 hours of Netflix after work? Do what that person does. And third, have. If you be that person, you do what that person does, you will have what that person has. That simple shift has been a great tool in my toolkit. Create some goals, become that person, and achieve those goals. Next up, maybe you need to take a break. I mentioned the vacation days. Sometimes we just focus so intently on one single object that we fail to see the rest of the world around us. This has been true, especially in my life when it comes to work. I see that promotion. I've been here X number of years. I definitely deserve that promotion, yet I keep not reaching that level. And that might be out of your control. It might be within your control. But I tell you what, if you take a break, maybe you go see some friends, maybe you go see some family, maybe just solo trip. When I was 23, I took a trip to Australia by myself, and it was by far one of the best trips I've ever taken. That can help change your perspective on life. If you're with friends and family, it can definitely change your priorities. That simple factor could set you on a completely different trajectory within your life. Another issue that we need to address is sometimes we just need help, especially if you're a single parent or you're taking care of your parents. We all have different situations and we just need help. Ask a friend for help. Ask a relative for help. It could just be chatting the shit, you know? If you need professional help, then ask for help. Men, feel free to ask other men for help. I know my circle would definitely give me help if I needed it. And that's something that you need to foster around you. So just ask for help if you need it. You know if you need it. Other people might not be able to identify that you need it. Next, seek some inspiration. You're clearly on YouTube. Find someone who you align with and see what they're doing. Read a book. Watch a movie. Some of my favorite YouTubers, I've got Clark Kegley, Ali Abdaal, How to Beast, Think Media right now for learning how to actually create YouTube videos and such. There's a lot of different people out there that can help you become the person that you are trying to become, can help you get out of this rut that you're currently experiencing. Maybe it's not YouTube. Maybe you have a friend who is just killing it. Look at what they're doing. See if there's an opportunity for you to offer value to them and join that train. Or ask them for help. Going back to the previous one, right? Hey man, I see you're killing this game. Do you have any tips for me? What can I do? What should I be looking at? You have to take action. None of this matters if you just sit there and consume information over and over and over again and you never do anything with it. It doesn't matter. You can know literally everything in the world, but if you don't take action and start implementing, you're exactly where you started. This has been a really hard thing to work around in my life, where I do consume so much knowledge, and some people have called it mental masturbating, right? Where you think that you're being productive because you're consuming information so that when you do start taking action, you might be better, but you'd be better off just taking the first step and implementing action. Be sure you're taking action. Nothing else matters. I want to leave you with this. You have exactly one life. You might be reincarnated, you might be born again, you might go back into the universe, and who knows. But you, the specific version of you, has one life. So I want you to take care of yourself. Eat healthy. Fix your mindset if that's where the problem is. Start taking action and love yourself. I hope these tips help you get out of a rut. probably a little bit of a ramble. If you do find value, please leave a like down below. Leave a comment on something that you hated or you loved. Either way, let me know what you thought down below. I'd really appreciate it, and we can get through this together.